Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Diecast. My name's Tyrone and today I have something special to show you. A couple of sort of run-of-the-mill utes from the 60s and one very special item. These have been loaned to me. The owner is in the room. He's being allowed to sit in as long as he's extraordinarily quiet and doesn't fidget. And I've been told if I break these, I own them. So, without going too much into detail about how much they're worth, I'm going to be extremely careful with them. First one is a 1960 Holden FB utility, or ute to its mates, released January 1960. No matter what model, the early Holden utes maintained a keen following amongst Aussie motor enthusiasts. The 2106 utility benefited with many of the upgrades of the sedan. However, rear styling was continued from the earlier FE and FC models. We'll have a look at that rear styling now. There you go. FE and FC, eh? Couldn't tell you the difference if they put one in, because this is just slightly before my time. 1960. Loving the colour. Also love the colour-coded wheels and the dog dish hubcaps. Set it all off. You imagine the driver of this with his tank top, or wife beater as they call them, fag hanging out of his chops, elbow on that windowsill, not giving a hoot, mate. Sweet. So that's the first one. We'll scurry through these first two because I think I've shown something like this already on my channel. He brags. And I wasn't told I could take them both out, but I haven't had an eye roll yet. There you go. There you go, mate. So this is the 1961. How do I know? I read it. It's the EK utility, or ute, released May 1961. Holden had already sold 140,000 utes throughout Australia by the time the EK model was launched. New features included a remote cabin operated bonnet lock and power windscreen wipers. I was a bit miffed about the power windscreen wipers until somebody in the comments told me that before powered windshield wipers, they were hydraulic windshield wipers. Isn't that interesting? You can imagine the problems they had before they figured it out. Same with anything, isn't it? Before things are figured out, you just live with what you've got. Oh, look. Different interior. Grey one's got red. Oh, I quite like this one. It's funny, isn't it, when a new car comes out, not that a 1961 ute is a new car, but when any new car comes out and it's an update from the old, they kind of look identical for the first few months of you seeing them in traffic with you, and then you realise the differences. I'm sure if you're at the lights next to this thing, you wouldn't know it had a remote cabin operated bonnet release, or indeed electric window wipers, but usually they just update the grille or the headlights or the back end. The most expensive part to change on a car is the doors and the roof. That's a beauty. I actually like the grey one better. I'll take them both. Well, I haven't broken them, so I guess I won't. This one here is the owner's pride and joy. It's a bit... I wouldn't have bought this one because I'm not into scribbling, and I don't do tattoos, and I don't do this. That to me looks like Tom Petty, but it's actually, well, I'll read you. Holden HZ Sandman van. I sent a 164 Sandman to Giro and Chasing Diecast Cars over there in Belgium on YouTube. Check him out. And there was some confusion. He didn't know what Sandman meant, and I said it's the sleeper version. So the confusion was that sleeper in his mind is when you have a regular car and you put a souped up engine in it that thrashes anything at the lights. But actually Sandman refers to the back where you can literally go to sleep in it. Sandman is the mythical entity that helps you go to sleep, isn't it? You ask Sandman to help you go to sleep. So that's, I think, where it all comes from with this Holden HZ Sandman van, or panel van. Released October 1977. I feel like we're all learning together. Aimed at the youth market, the Sandman was offered with GTS trim and a 4.8 litre V8 engine. Seldom seen on the roads today, Sandman vans are closely protected by current owners. You bet they are. I know a few actually. Not in this tiny mode, but in the real version. And they won't let you near it. Probably because I've seen how I drive. But here we have a surfer on the side. That's generally what they were. You slept at the beach. First light here on your surfboard with the sharks. And Tom Petty. Nice. Nice panel van, mate. The current owner of this particular diecast version is looking at me with that look. Paid upwards of 150 for this at auction. So, yeah, you can imagine what the real ones go for, even with the gaudy paintwork. Lovely colour apart from that. Can you see in the back? Yes, but only at a pillar. No interior in the back, but you do get an interior up front. You can see that centre console, obviously right-hand drive. That might be the best angle. Can you see? I just got a pointing finger northward, and it was the index finger, not the middle finger. So more than 150. He brags. There. Did it ever have mirrors? You got to check, don't you? No. Sometimes you see a little hole there, which means it used to have a mirror, but now it doesn't. But this one has never had that breakable option, happily. So that can go back to its current owner. I'll line them all up, get the stuff out of the way. Hopefully I remember where everything goes. I'm sure he will. And everybody's happy. Put the star of the show up front, but for my money, I like this one. Beautiful. How'd you like that, mate? There's Sandman in shot. Fantastic. Sorry about that racket. Let's go upstairs to have a sand dune view of the beautiful Sandman. Awesome. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.